going to welcome in Matt Simms, Sirius XM NFL radio host, of course, ESPN college football analyst. You could obviously watch Matt Simms play quarterback for many years. I actually was driving around and I heard Matt Simms and our good buddy Zig Fracassi on NFL radio, and I thought you guys sounded great as we say hi to Matt. Matt, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it. And Zig, he does a great job of making an amateur like me sound good. So I'm grateful for his expertise in that field, man.
I was highly entertained. Simms Complete QB did a great job. Can we start with the quarterbacks coming out in this college class? Because I'm sure you watched Monday, and I know a lot of people got to see Michael Penix Jr. for the first time on Monday, and just how cleanly he spins it. Let's start there with the Washington quarterback and projecting him potentially as a pro.
Man, Michael Penix to me is just, he's one of, I was even saying this to my father. We were talking to each other about it, obviously, that this dude might be one of the best throwers of the ball that we have seen coming out in a draft in a very long time. I mean, this guy's ability to move in the pocket, create space for himself, and obviously to just deliver just damaging daggers down the field at the consistent rate that he does is extremely exceptional. The power that he can create in a small window of space, the accuracy of his throws, it's just tremendous. And we should all really enjoy this last week, of course, and this week again too, of just marveling at this young man and how good he is at the college level, because he is a pro football player, and I expect him to do some great things at the next level as well.
Matt, speaking of college quarterbacks, which quarterbacks in this year's draft have really caught your eye that if you were the general manager, you would look at selecting first, second, or third? I don't mean in terms of the draft order, but quarterback order.
Man, that's a tough one. And every year I feel like we kind of fall into that trap of like, this is the best class ever. And here I go again, probably saying, in my young media world, this is a really impressive group that is coming out this year. And all of them have different attributes and abilities that are really interesting too. And, I think that teams will be able to find exactly what they're looking for. Yeah, Bo Nix with just tremendous experience, his athleticism, his ability to throw on the run. All the reps that he's gotten through college, he's one of the most experienced players out there. Michael Penix, his ability to throw, like we alluded to earlier, it might be one of the best arms in the NFL day one as soon as he walks into the league. And then, of course, Caleb Williams and Drake Maye, who have been arguably 1 and 2 all year, they are guys that are going to be hard for you to say otherwise because of how much production they have done here in the past 2 years. So, if I was a picking man, I actually think that Michael Penix might be my favorite quarterback out of all of them.
Well, you're the perfect person. Matt Simms joining us. He's got a new podcast with his dad, Phil Simms. Simms Complete, of course, his brother as well. So it's in the genes. And I bring that up because I want to ask you this, Matt. When talking about attributes that you look for in a quarterback, obviously, arm strength, accuracy, the intangibles, leadership, like where do you start when you start ranking attributes for the quarterback coming out?
Yeah, for me, I've never been in one of those rooms that is trying to decide on, who to pick and what. But, for me personally, I would really have to like the person first. I would want to be obviously someone that wants to go to work with that person every day, that is eager to learn, that is eager to obviously absorb new information and continuously get better. And I think a lot of these QBs, they have a lot of that in their history. I want someone that's overcome a lot of adversity, and that's guys like Penix, that's the guys like Bo Nix that have been through a lot in their college career, have had a lot of struggles, and have seemed to found their way despite having all those struggles. So those things really interest me, and I feel like if I really enjoy and love the person that way and feel like we can kind of connect in a personal level, then the talent and all the stuff that you see on the film, I feel like is just a bonus.
Matt, when you look at Kyle McCord, who transferred to Syracuse from Ohio State, what are some of the things that are strengths of his, and what kind of helped make that decision for him, if you're privy to it, to change over to Syracuse? Because he was a starter on a team that I think went 11-1 during the regular season.
Yeah, Kyle, was in a very unique situation, and we always see it too, especially, in college football. It's not always an easy decision, and I think Kyle did what he thought was best for him personally as a football player, as someone that is continuing to develop his craft as a quarterback, and that's not easy to do. And, for whatever reason, those things just weren't, cohesive as far as their relationship with Day and how he felt. They didn't see quite eye to eye, I guess, on what the future held for their relationship together. In this day and age, though, I credit for him for kind of trusting his heart and his gut and going to some place that I think really will do everything that they can to help him become a better player and a better quarterback and prepare him for ultimately what his goal is to play at the next level.
Matt Sims joining us here, Sharp Money. Let's get to the games. Week 18. It is tricky, right, Matt? This is not necessarily preseason, but difference in motivation for many teams. On Saturday, your nightcap, Houston and Indianapolis, the motivation's the same. They both want to win. Let's get a breakdown for you. The Texans and the Colts, the Texans laying a point here.
Man, this is an awesome game that I'm excited for. I really am. Indianapolis seems to play, a little bit better or more consistent when they are at home. In this one, I kept it really simple when I was talking to my father about it. I just have a hard time betting against C.J. Stroud right now. I mean, this dude was out for 2 weeks in a row, and all of a sudden he just comes back and he's just like an absolute beast when he comes back onto the field and just acts like a 10-year vet that never missed a day. So I'm just going to say that the young blood, he doesn't even know what he's doing out there. He just knows that he's really good, and I know that I'm going to have my faith in him for this weekend.
Matt, the Sunday night game is an intriguing one between Buffalo at Miami. Has it been the change over to Joe Brady that's helped this offense this much, or is it just a combination of Brady and this team finally starting to find their rhythm?
Yeah, I think it is a combination of the two. The one thing that we always know about this football team in Buffalo is that they are a tough football team. They are coached hard. They play hard. Josh Allen, no matter who is offensive coordinator, I feel like he's going to be able to make a ton of football plays. This one is another interesting one, and, especially, too, with the way that Miami has looked the past few weeks, in a make-or-break type of game. I still go with the road team here in this situation, and I am leaning towards Buffalo to bounce back. They struggled against New England last week, but New England's defense, to me, is a very underrated defense. I don't know if Miami can do some of the things that New England was doing to slow down that Buffalo offense, so I give Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills an edge, even though they're on the road.
We were talking about Jacksonville and Tennessee earlier. TBD on the quarterbacks, Matt. But maybe you can give us an idea. Jacksonville needs to win it to win their division. They're laying 5.5 in Tennessee. And then a broader question about Trevor Lawrence. Are you all in on Lawrence as a pro quarterback?
I am. I think Trevor has showed that he is an NFL quarterback. I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars really just, are not a tough football team. And I think they're a team, too, that it doesn't do some of the basic things well as far as being a playoff contender. The defense at times has shown that they have the ability to stop the run, but they also gave up a lot of big explosive plays late in this year, too. The offense has a ton of talent, but I feel like the physicality on the offensive side of the ball is still missing. I feel like they're a little bit of a finesse football team, and whenever you're a finesse football team, you have to be extremely creative, like the Miami Dolphins, and I feel like they're close, but they haven't quite gotten over that hump yet of being one of these top 10, top 12 teams in the league consistently that way. I know they're close, but, it's just I'm kind of losing faith in them this year. I feel like they've been flat on their feet the past few weeks, and I expect that actually to continue again this weekend despite having pretty much everything to play for.
Matt, we got about 45 seconds. Bears are at Green Bay. Can the Bears go in and continue their hot play against this Packers team? Packers laying 3.
Dude, I just love the road dogs, right? I mean, I'm saying Bears. I like Justin Fields. I like what he's done. I think that he's made tremendous strides at the position of quarterback, of course, as being a pure pocket passer. It would be a tough decision for me if I was the Bears GM to move on from Justin Fields. I know that. But I am taking the Bears in this one. I think the Bears are actually a little bit closer than maybe we think right now in this football team. They play good, tough defense. And I think they do have enough offensively to get that win, too, on the road as well.
Sims Complete QB on Twitter. New podcast with his pops, Phil Simms, of course. Sims Complete. That's Matt Simms. Sirius XM NFL Radio. You can hear him on Sundays. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
No, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the shout-out, as always.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.